Workers' compensation is a statutory creation which basically just means that the legislature passed a law several years ago to protect workers in Alabama and other states for that matter. The difference between a workers' comp case and a regular injury case is that as long as you were injured within the line and scope of your employment, then you can recover some money in a workers' comp case. In other words, if you were doing whatever your employer asked you to do, working on the assembly line or doing the duties of your job that you were supposed to be doing, and you're injured in some way, even if it's your own fault, you can recover. You don't have to prove negligence or that someone else did something wrong. You just have to show that it happened while you were working. In a personal injury case, or other types of personal injury cases, you have to show that someone else was negligent or breached a standard of care, that they did something wrong, and as a result of that wrongful conduct, you were damaged. The negative about workers' comp is that the recovery or the amount of money you can actually get is very limited. It's kind of a complicated formula, but the fact is that you don't get pain and suffering and you don't recover for the rest of your life unless you're totally permanently disabled, which is very, very rare. So it's important to contact a lawyer in a workers' comp case because the amount of money that you get is based on the percentage that you're disabled and the number of weeks that you're out. If you have a partial disability, you can only recover up to 300 weeks. So it's important to maximize all those numbers to make sure that your claim is fairly evaluated. Another critical distinction is that they'll base your disability rating on a physical impairment rating, which is usually given to you by your treating physician. That's usually lower than what we call a vocational impairment rating, which takes into account your physical injuries as well as the loss of access to other jobs that you may have in the marketplace as a result of your permanent injury. That vocational impairment rating is almost always higher than a physical impairment rating, and as a result, it increases the value of your claim. And a workers' comp lawyer can explain it to you in more detail, but those are critical distinctions. One other thing about workers' comp, the attorney's fees are limited by statute to 15% of any amount that's collected on your behalf, so you don't have to worry about an attorney taking the majority of your money because it's already a limited recovery anyway.